Listen carefully, 6 months might not sound like a long time, but if you truly commit, it can completely transform your life. The problem isn't time. The problem is how most people use it. Too many people spend months complaining, procrastinating, and waiting for the perfect moment. But success doesn't wait for perfect timing. Success is built through intentional action. The first step is radical honesty with yourself. Take a moment and ask, where am I today? What habits are helping me grow? And what habits are holding me back? Self-awareness is powerful. When you clearly see your strengths and weaknesses, you gain control over your future. Without awareness, you are simply drifting. Next, create a clear vision. In 6 months, what do you want to improve? Maybe it's your career, your business, your health, or your mindset. Write your goals down. Be specific. A vague dream will never produce real results. Clear goals give your energy a direction. Now comes the part most people avoid: consistent action. Transformation doesn't happen because of one big decision. It happens because of hundreds of small choices made every single day. Wake up a little earlier. Learn something new. Practice your skills. Improve 1% every day. These small improvements compound into massive change over time. Another key element is learning. The world is moving fast, and the people who grow are the ones who keep learning. Read books, listen to educational content, develop valuable skills. The more you grow your knowledge, the more opportunities you create for yourself. But let's be real for a moment. Distractions are everywhere. Social media scrolling, endless entertainment, negativity from others. If you want real change in 6 months, you must protect your time. Every hour matters. Ask yourself daily, is what I'm doing moving my life forward? Discipline is the bridge between goals and results. Motivation will come and go. Some days you will feel excited. Other days you will feel tired and unmotivated. Discipline means you show up anyway. You keep working even when it's hard. 6 months of focused effort can change your direction, your confidence, and your future. The opportunity is right in front of you. The only question is, will you commit to the process, or will you let another 6 months pass by without change? Radical self-awareness is the foundation of real transformation. Before you can change your life, you have to be brutally honest with yourself about where you currently stand. Most people avoid this step because it's uncomfortable. It's easier to blame circumstances, blame other people, or blame bad luck. But the truth is, growth begins the moment you stop making excuses and start taking responsibility for your situation. Take a deep look at your daily habits. How do you spend your mornings? What do you do with your free time? Are your actions aligned with the future you say you want? Many people claim they want success, but their daily routine tells a completely different story. If you spend hours scrolling through your phone, watching random content, or surrounding yourself with negativity, then you're feeding distractions instead of progress. Self-awareness means identifying both strengths and weaknesses. Everyone has unique abilities, talents, and qualities that can create value. Maybe you're good at communicating, solving problems, organizing ideas, or learning quickly. These strengths are powerful tools, but they only make a difference if you recognize them and actively use them. At the same time, it's important to face your weaknesses without ego. Maybe you struggle with discipline, focus, patience, or confidence. Ignoring those weaknesses won't make them disappear. When you become aware of your patterns, you begin to understand what needs to change. You start noticing the small behaviors that slowly shape your future. Maybe you realize that staying up late is draining your energy the next day. Maybe you notice that negative conversations with certain people affect your mindset. Awareness allows you to interrupt those patterns and replace them with better ones. Another powerful part of self-awareness is understanding your environment. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the energy around you all influence your mindset. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, doubt, and complaints, it becomes difficult to stay motivated. But when you start placing yourself around positive ideas, learning opportunities, and ambitious individuals, your thinking begins to expand. Self-awareness also forces you to ask deeper questions about your goals and direction. Are you chasing something because you truly want it, or because others expect it from you? Are your goals connected to your values and passions, or are they simply borrowed dreams from society? When you truly understand yourself, Your decisions become clearer, and your focus becomes stronger. Clear vision and goals are the driving force behind meaningful progress. Without direction, effort becomes scattered and inconsistent. Many people move through life working hard every day, yet they feel stuck because they never define exactly what they are working toward. When your vision is unclear, your energy is divided across too many distractions, and progress becomes slow and frustrating. The first step in creating a powerful vision is deciding what kind of life you truly want to build over the next 6 months. This requires intentional thinking. Instead of focusing on vague ideas like, I want to be successful, or I want a better life, you must be specific. Ask yourself clear questions. What skills do you want to improve? What habits do you want to change? What results would make you proud after 6 months of focused effort? Clarity creates momentum. When you define your goals with precision, your brain begins to look for opportunities that align with those goals. You start noticing resources, ideas, and actions that can move you forward. Without that clarity, opportunities pass by unnoticed because your mind has no target to aim at. Writing your goals down is a powerful step that many people underestimate. When a goal stays only in your mind, it remains an abstract thought that can easily fade away. But when you put it on paper, it becomes a commitment. It transforms from a wish into a plan. A written goal also allows you to measure your progress and hold yourself accountable. Breaking your vision into smaller milestones makes the process more manageable. 6 months can feel overwhelming if you only focus on the final outcome. Instead, divide that time into smaller segments. Think about what you want to accomplish each month, each week, and even each day. Small targets create a clear path forward and make progress easier to track. Another important element of clear goals is emotional connection. A goal becomes powerful when it truly matters to you. If your goal is based only on external pressure or comparison with others, your motivation will fade quickly. But when your vision reflects your personal values and ambitions, it creates a deeper sense of purpose. Clear goals also protect you from distractions. When you know exactly what you are working toward, it becomes easier to say no to activities that waste time and energy. Every decision begins to pass through a simple filter. Does this move me closer to my 6-month vision or pull me further away from it? Consistent daily action is the real engine of success. Big dreams and clear goals are powerful, but they mean very little without daily effort behind them. Many people become excited when they set a new goal. They feel motivated for a few days, maybe even a week, but after that initial excitement fades, they slowly fall back into old routines. Real transformation doesn't come from occasional bursts of motivation. It comes from showing up and doing the work every single day. Small actions may not feel impressive in the moment. Waking up a little earlier, reading for 30 minutes, practicing a skill, or completing a small task may seem insignificant. But success is rarely built from one massive breakthrough. It is built from hundreds of small steps that accumulate over time. When you repeat productive actions day after day, they compound into meaningful progress. Think about how habits shape your life. The things you do daily slowly define who you become. If you consistently invest time in learning, improving your skills, and taking action toward your goals, your abilities will grow, your confidence will grow, your opportunities will grow. But if your daily habits revolve around distractions, procrastination, and comfort, those patterns will also compound in the wrong direction. Consistency also builds discipline. At first, taking action every day can feel difficult because your mind is used to easier routines. You may feel resistance. You may feel tired or unmotivated. But the more you practice consistent action, the easier it becomes. Your brain begins to accept productivity as the new normal. What once felt challenging becomes part of your identity. Another important aspect of daily action is momentum. When you take even a small step forward, you create a sense of progress. That progress fuels motivation and encourages you to keep going. But when you delay action and procrastinate, it becomes harder to start again. Momentum works both ways. Positive momentum pushes you forward, while inactivity creates stagnation. Consistency also teaches patience. In today's world, many people expect immediate results. They want success to happen quickly without giving the process enough time. But meaningful progress often develops slowly. There will be days when your efforts feel invisible, When results seem far away, those are the moments when consistency matters the most. Continuing to act despite slow progress builds resilience and strengthens your commitment to the long-term vision. Learning and skill development are essential for anyone who wants to create meaningful progress in life. The world is constantly changing, and the people who grow the fastest are those who make learning a daily habit. Knowledge is one of the most powerful tools you can build because it expands the way you think, improves the way you solve problems, and opens doors to opportunities that others might never see. Many people stop learning once they finish school or college. They believe education is something that only happens in classrooms. But real growth begins when you take responsibility for your own learning. Every day is an opportunity to expand your knowledge, strengthen your abilities, and develop skills that can move your life forward. The more you invest in learning, the more valuable you become in any environment. Skill development is especially important because the modern world rewards people who can create value. It's not enough to simply want success. You must build abilities that allow you to contribute, solve problems, and deliver results. Whether it's communication, leadership, creativity, technical knowledge, or critical thinking, these skills are built through continuous effort and practice. Reading books, listening to educational content, and studying successful ideas can dramatically expand your mindset. When you expose yourself to new perspectives, you begin to see possibilities that once felt invisible. You learn strategies that can save you time, mistakes that you can avoid, and principles that can guide your decisions. Learning allows you to grow faster because you benefit from the experiences and knowledge of others. Practice is another critical part of skill development. Knowledge without action rarely leads to improvement. You can read about communication skills, but real growth happens when you practice speaking clearly and confidently. You can study leadership, but you only develop leadership when you take responsibility and guide others. Skills grow stronger through repetition and experience. Curiosity also plays an important role in continuous learning. When you develop the habit of asking questions, exploring new ideas, and seeking better solutions, your mind becomes more flexible and creative. Curious individuals often discover opportunities that others overlook because they are always searching for ways to improve and adapt. Learning also builds confidence. As your knowledge expands and your abilities improve, you begin to trust your capacity to face challenges. Problems that once seemed intimidating become manageable because you have developed the skills needed to handle them. Confidence built through learning is powerful because it is supported by real competence and preparation. Eliminating distractions is one of the most powerful steps you can take when you are serious about transforming your life. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Your phone constantly demands attention. Social platforms are designed to keep you scrolling, and endless entertainment is available at any moment. None of these things are necessarily bad on their own, but when they consume most of your time and energy, they quietly steal your focus and slow down your progress. Many people underestimate how much time they lose every day. A few minutes of scrolling turns into an hour. Watching one video becomes an entire evening of passive consumption. These small distractions accumulate over time, and before you realize it, weeks or months have passed without meaningful progress toward your goals. The challenge is not that people lack ambition. The challenge is that their attention is constantly being pulled in too many directions. Protecting your focus requires awareness and intention. The first step is identifying the biggest distractions in your daily routine. Maybe it's spending too much time on your phone, checking notifications constantly, or getting pulled into unproductive conversations. Once you recognize where your time is going, you gain the power to make better decisions about how you use it. Creating boundaries around your time can dramatically improve your productivity. Setting specific periods for focused work allows you to give your full attention to important tasks. During those periods, distractions must be minimized. Silence unnecessary notifications, place your phone away from your workspace, and remove anything that interrupts your concentration. When your mind is fully focused on one task, the quality of your work improves significantly. Your environment also plays a powerful role in maintaining focus. If you surround yourself with people who constantly complain, waste time, or discourage ambition, it becomes harder to stay motivated. On the other hand, being around individuals who value productivity, learning, and progress can inspire you to raise your own standards. The energy around you influences the way you think and act. Another important aspect of eliminating distractions is learning how to say no. Not every opportunity deserves your attention. Not every invitation needs to be accepted. When you have clear priorities, you must protect them by declining activities that do not contribute to your goals. Saying no to distractions is often the same as saying yes to your future. Accountability and discipline are the structures that hold a success plan together. Goals, ideas, and motivation can create excitement at the beginning, but without accountability and discipline, that excitement slowly fades and progress stops. Many people start strong with big intentions, yet after a few weeks their focus weakens because no system is in place to keep them responsible for their actions. Accountability begins with tracking your progress. When you measure what you are doing each day, you become more aware of whether your actions are aligned with your goals. Writing down your daily tasks, reviewing your habits, and reflecting on your results can reveal patterns that would otherwise go unnoticed. If you plan to work on a skill for 1 hour, but repeatedly skip it, that record forces you to face the truth about your commitment. Taking responsibility for your results is another critical part of accountability. It is easy to blame external factors when things do not go as planned. People often point to lack of time, difficult circumstances, or other people's actions as reasons for their slow progress. While challenges exist, true growth happens when you focus on the actions you can control. Accepting responsibility for your choices gives you the power to change them. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation disappears. Motivation is emotional and temporary. Some days you feel excited and ready to work, but other days your energy is low and your mind searches for easier options. Discipline means you continue the process even when the excitement is gone. It means showing up for the work because you understand the long-term importance of your goals. Building discipline often starts with small commitments. When you consistently follow through on small promises to yourself, your confidence grows. Completing daily tasks, maintaining productive routines, and staying focused on your priorities trains your mind to become more reliable. Over time, discipline becomes a natural part of your behavior rather than something that requires constant effort. Accountability can also be strengthened by involving others. Sharing your goals with supportive individuals or working alongside people who are also striving to improve can create positive pressure to stay consistent. When others know what you are trying to accomplish, you feel a stronger sense of responsibility to continue the journey and maintain the standards you have set for yourself. 6 months may seem like a short period of time, but when every day is used with purpose, it becomes powerful enough to change the direction of your life. Real transformation doesn't happen because of luck, perfect timing, or sudden breakthroughs. It happens when you become honest with yourself, define a clear vision, take consistent action, continue learning, remove distractions, and hold yourself accountable to the standards you set. The truth is that most people overestimate what they can achieve in a single week, but underestimate what they can build in 6 months of focused effort. Small improvements made every day quietly compound into something extraordinary. New habits begin to replace old ones, discipline becomes stronger, skills become sharper, and confidence grows as you start seeing real progress. There will be days when the process feels difficult. There will be moments when results seem slow or invisible. But growth is often happening beneath the surface long before it becomes visible. The key is staying committed to the process, even when the excitement fades and the work feels routine. Consistency during those quiet moments is what separates temporary motivation from real transformation. Every decision you make during these 6 months becomes a vote for the person you are becoming. The time will pass whether you use it intentionally or let it slip away through distraction and hesitation. The difference between change and regret is often the willingness to stay focused when others lose patience. 6 months from now, you can either look back with pride at the discipline, learning, and effort you invested, or you can realize that nothing changed because action was delayed. The opportunity is already in your hands. waiting for you to commit fully to the process of growth and improvement.